Well, Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. He's gonna cover us up with leaves and with a blanket from the moon. With a promise and a wow and a lullaby from my brow. And Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. Well, I'm just gonna wait here. Don't have to shout. I have no reason, and I have no doubt. I'm gonna get myself unfurled from this mortal called the world, because Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. I got to keep my eyes wide open so I can see my Lord. I'm gonna watch the horizon for a brand new Ford. Well, I can hear him rolling on down the lane. I said, Hollywood, I'll be the name. Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon.
It's open. Yeah?
I'm looking for Butch Haggerty.
Yeah?
Are you Mr. Haggerty?
Yeah.
I'm Henrietta Billings from the City Assessor's Office.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What can I do for you?
Well, according to city records, this is supposed to be a church.
It is a church.
No, I mean a church that's open and running.
We are open and running.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Something wrong?
I'd say there is.
Yeah. You're probably in the wrong place. Must happen all the time. City bureaucracy being what it is.
But this is 515 Maine, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, according to our records, this is supposed to be a working church.
It is a working church.
This is a working church.
Uh-huh.
I find that very hard to believe.
You're not religious?
As a matter of fact, I attend services regularly, and I have never... What is the name of this church?
House of the Holy Moment.
That's what our records say. And when did you open your doors?
This morning? A few minutes ago. Went to bring in the paper.
I mean, when did you open your doors to the public?
Well, I imagine that's in your records too.
According to our records, you were supposed to open a year ago.
We did.
You did?
Uh-huh.
And you're ready to hold services today?
Uh-huh.
When?
As soon as people show up. We've had some attendance issues lately for our Sunday services.
What about your other services?
Had a big one last night.
On a Saturday night?
Catholic Church does.
Those are evening services.
Every Saturday.
What time are your Saturday services?
Start when people get here. Go on until, sometimes all night.
That sounds more like a party.
We're very informal.
Where's the pastor?
We don't call it that here.
Where's the minister?
We don't call it that here.
Where's the leader of the flock?
Don't call it that either.
Who is the leader of the congregation, the head of the church?
That'd be me.
I see. And if I may ask, which Bible do you use?
Life is my Bible.
How convenient.
You mocking my religious beliefs? Well, that's un-American.
You say you're ready to hold services.
Uh-huh.
Today?
Yep.
Like that?
We're very informal.
Oh, just as soon as somebody walks through the door?
Ready when they are.
Except nobody's going to walk through the door, are they?
Something you're trying to say?
Mr. Haggerty, by the way, do you have a title?
But you'll do just fine.
What a surprise.
Informal group?
Okay, Butch. I think we both know what's going on here.
We do?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Look, I'm sure you've done your research and you're aware of all of this, but why don't I just talk you through it?
Why don't you?
The city of Appleton has no property taxes on houses of worship and very liberal deed restrictions. City ordinances make it possible, in fact extremely easy, for somebody to say they're opening a church, buy a property, and pay no taxes whatsoever.
Sweet.
As a result, the city of Appleton, which has a population of 3,000, now has 300 churches. Any response so far?
Must be a very religious place.
Or a place where people are taking unfair and in some cases unethical advantage of the city father's good intentions.
You wanted churches. You got them.
We wanted legitimate churches.
Who says my church isn't legitimate?
Mr. Haggerty,
Butch.
are you trying to tell me that this is a legitimate church?
Uh-huh.
Really? Mr. Haggerty!
You questioning my church? Well, that's un-American. Anyway, you sure you have a beef? You got your churches? Okay, a couple of them may be a little hinky, but you got all the standard players. Isn't that what you asked for?
What we asked for was a town where religion was honored, welcomed, respected. What we have is people like you.
Don't follow you.
I think you do.
You attacking religion? Now that's un-American.
We are not attacking religion. We are, however, getting ready to do something about the people who are using religion for the purposes for which it was not intended.
Have you spoken to the people across the street? You know, the Temple of Macedonian Agnostics?
I have talked with them, and they happen to be Macedonian agnostics, whatever that is. They are operating a house of worship.
You tried the people down the block? The First Church of James?
I have spoken to them also. They believe in the teachings of Jesus' brother, which although I am not familiar with, at least suggests a degree of credibility.
Well, maybe you should talk to
I will eventually talk to everyone. What I would like to do now is talk with you, here, in this church.
Do you need religious counseling?
I need the truth.
Don't we all? Good luck with that.
You haven't even bothered to clean the place up.
Yeah, a small cash flow issue. Offshore banking isn't what it used to be. But I'm starting up a new fundraising drive. I've got this chain letter they told me.
Mr. Haggerty!
Butch.
Are you seriously trying to tell me that this is a house of worship?
You saying it isn't?
I'm saying, who could possibly believe that anything of a religious nature happens here?
Spiritual things happen here. As often as I can manage it.
And by spiritual things, you mean?
Insights. Epiphanies. Realizations. Recalibrations. Readjustments. Finding ecstasy. Or whatever else is available. People experiencing tongues. Don't underestimate the power of tongues. A well-used tongue could be a miraculous thing.
These are your spiritual activities?
You have a pure moment. An instant of bliss. Clarity. Truth. Oneness. Understanding. Serenity. Isn't that a holy experience?
Would I be terribly wrong in assuming that these moments, these experiences, involve drugs?
Anything wrong with that?
It's illegal.
Depends on the drugs and the religion. Lots of religions use drugs.
Except
Yours.
you can't just take any belief, any religion, and call it religion.
Why not?
Because that isn't how it works.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it should be.
But that would mean that someone could commit murder and call it their religion.
Maybe there shouldn't be any religion at all.
That's coming from a man of God?
Who says religion has anything to do with God?
What?
Why can't you believe in God without believing in religion?
That's what you believe in?
We're very open-minded, open to all possibilities. If you ask me, religion is the problem.
What?
Just let people believe in God and leave it at that. Once you start bringing religion into it, things get all bollocksed up. Too many rules, restrictions, too many isms.
That would mean doing away with your church.
That would mean doing away with all churches.
And that would upset a lot of people.
Maybe that's the problem.
Mr. Haggerty, I didn't come here to discuss this.
What else did you expect to discuss in a church?
I came to discuss your religious beliefs, and quite frankly, I don't know what to say.
It happens. Being faced with the ineffable and all.
No. I mean, I don't know what to say because I don't know what to make of your so-called religious activities.
You knocking my religion? Well, that's un-American. Unconstitutional, too. And if you're speaking for the city fathers, that could be grounds for legal action.
I'll tell you what's grounds for legal action. We're taking a long, hard look at all the churches in town. We don't always like what we're finding. You say, this is a church, but there is no sign whatsoever.
We have a sign
that says Acme Furniture.
The day I moved here, I was thinking about buying some furniture. I get here, that's the first thing I see, right over the door. I took it as a sign.
And you intend to leave it there permanently?
We're making do with what we've been provided. That small cash flow problem.
This doesn't even look like a church. In fact, it looks like you're running a business.
Isn't every church?
It looks like your business is having parties.
Yeah, well, we're still in the startup phase, working out a few identity issues.
Oh, and yet you decided to call yourself a church. Obviously to take advantage of city laws.
Seems to me like you're the ones trying to turn churches into a business. Looks to me like you're trying to make it your brand.
We most certainly are not. As I pointed out, we wanted legitimate churches.
I pointed out, what makes you think this is not a legitimate church?
Mr. Haggerty, what made you move to Appleton?
I prayed on it. God said to come here.
What would you do if we did make churches pay taxes? Would you stay or would you leave?
I pray on it.
I think you'd be on the first bus out of town.
If God told me to.
Mm-hmm. What would you do? I think you might want to start praying. Because there are going to be some changes around here.
Well, that's good. There's that noise ordinance we might haven't lifted. You know, a lot of people are up and active around 2 a.m.
I'll make changes to the laws regarding churches.
Please don't lean on St. Tiffany's Love Angels of Miraculous Touch. Those girls really do have great hands.
Well, if they can prove that they are operating a church in good faith...
You are anti-religion. I think maybe I should get my lawyer on the phone.
We are not anti-religion. We are anti-dishonesty, anti-fraud.
What's that got to do with us? We're a law-abiding church.
Well, if you can prove that, I will be filing my report to the city fathers.
I'm grandfathered in.
What?
You can change the laws regarding churches, but it won't apply to churches already established.
How do you know that?
I prayed on it.
Well, it appears your prayers have been answered.
Hallelujah! I also took a look at the city bylaws.
Maybe we'll be making some changes to those too.
You might want to think about how that will affect the other 299 churches in town. I don't think you want a church uprising on your hands. Last time that happened, we had the Crusades. And the Inquisition wasn't much fun either. But, your call.
Well, we have bigger things to worry about. With so many people claiming church status, our tax base is eroding. We need revenue for things like fire, police, schools.
Oh, So you've got a cash flow problem too.
Yes, we do. But we're going.
You know, it seems to me your problem isn't that you have too many churches. Your problem is they don't pay taxes. If they pay taxes, you'll be rolling in it. Come to think of it, why don't churches pay taxes?
Because that's just the way it is.
Maybe you should look at that.
Maybe you should think about what constitutes a house of worship.
Or maybe you should.
And as for your church uprising, once we've made our situation clear, I doubt that any church, any real religion is going to argue with us.
You never know what a religion is liable to do, especially one that's organized.
We'll take our chances.
Another thing you might want to think about, you mess with the city bylaws, make it hard on the churches, you're going to get tagged anti-religion in every paper, on every news show in the country. Think about what that'll do to your tax base.
As I say, any church, any true church will be on our side.
As I say, what's holy to one person isn't always holy to someone else. You don't have to read much history to see that.
But there are standards.
Are you telling me what I should consider holy? Well, that's
Un-American!
arrogant. So let's see. You guys are goofed, and now you're trying to fix it. I'm down with that. You just have to figure out how to fix it without making it worse. Say, I've done some consulting work in this area. If you want, I can whip up a quick proposal.
No, thank you.
Best thing to do then, in my view, is just make them pay taxes. Of course, it wouldn't be retroactive. That'd be a bait and switch. So what you do is, you keep your open door policy on churches, but the new kids in town pay for it. The way you've been going, you'll be in the black in no time. See? I'm all over this. You should hire me. I can start tomorrow.
Maybe you shouldn't tell us how to run our city.
Maybe you shouldn't tell me how to run my church. And be more careful about what you let churches do. And for God's sake, a few standards before you let people set one up.
We can't tell people how to manage their religion.
My point exactly.
Mr. Haggerty, do you consider yourself a man of God?
Hadn't we already established that?
Then, as a man of God, I am asking you to be truthful with me.
What makes you think truth is part of my religion?
Isn't it?
There you go again, telling me how to run my church.
Mr. Haggerty, is the truth important to you?
Is the Pope a Catholic? Does Madonna believe in the Kabbalah?
Then I am asking you, in the name of truth, is this a church?
Yeah!
Mr. Haggerty!
What? It's not your idea of a church? It's exactly what I think a church should be. A place where people can find comfort, be themselves, have a moment of genuine reality, of pure whatever they're looking for.
Without a Bible? Without doctrine? Without a pastor?
That's your version of religion. You see, you want the churches, but you want them to be your brand of church. I'm more open than that.
But just a moment ago, you were telling me to talk to the Macedonian agnostics.
Yeah, that was wrong. I was being intolerant. Mea culpa.
Oh, and that's that?
Well, I've had a revelation. We're big on revelations. And redemption. And forgiveness.
Does your religion have a name?
We're not that big on names.
Every religion has a name. I mean, are you
We don't believe in labels.
Every religion
Well, they believe in labels.
So, anyone can come in here and claim they're in a church.
Yeah.
And that helps them?
Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. The path can be long and difficult.
But just a moment ago, you were telling me that people find what they need here.
Well, it can be short and easy, too.
I find that an enormous rationalization.
Whatever floats your boat. We don't judge.
I think I've seen everything that I need to. I'll be filing my report to the City Fathers next week, and we'll see who stays open and who doesn't. Good day.
Let me ask you something.
What?
Which churches are you going to shut down?
What do you mean?
All of them? The ones with low attendance? Or just the ones you don't like?
That isn't fair.
You got that right.
We would never shut down a church just because we didn't like it.
Wasn't that what you're trying to do to me?
What I'm trying to do is ascertain that you are a church.
Well, we are.
Why should I believe you?
I just told you.
Why? Why should I believe you?
Because I'm a man of God.
I think in this case we might need to use different criteria.
And who's going to determine those?
The town leaders.
Based on?
What's good for the town?
Your idea of what's good for the town is what got you into this.
Well, hopefully we'll do a better job this time.
Well, maybe you should pray for guidance.
Maybe we'll do just that.
I've got a special service here.
I really need to leave now. Good day.
Say, while you're here, you want to make a donation?
I have to leave now. Good
Say,
day.
leave the door open on your way out. The air conditioner's not up to snuff.
Good day, sir.
Say, on your way out, can you bring in that food delivery?
Good day, sir.
It's for our after-service brunch. Hey, let go and let God.
We shall touch faith.
I thought this was a church.
It is a church.
This is a church?
We're a very informal group.
Okay. What time service began?
When people get here,
You are an informal group. Mind if I sit?
suit yourself.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, it's early. You got all day.
No, I think I'm nearly at the end of my rope.
Something on your mind?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, what do you want to do?
Nah, you don't want to know.
Probably not.
I've been having these dark thoughts.
Welcome to the club.
Some of them, if I told you, I'm sure you'd consider them terrible sins.
Probably not.
Destructive, evil, inhuman.
Let me know when you get to the terrible scenes.
When I say destructive, I don't mean hurting other people. Just myself.
How badly?
Bad as I can.
That could be pretty bad.
Could be any worse than it is now.
You really do have something on your mind.
Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Been there.
I don't know what to do, where to go.
So you came here.
Yeah, I'm going through every church in town. Did you know there are 300 churches in Appleton?
Yeah, just heard.
Went through the phone book, made a list. It's only 297 in the phone book. You ain't one of them.
We're an unlisted church. How did you find us?
Went to the city assessor's office.
Who were the other two
Other two.
unlisted churches?
The Second Coming Car Service and Messiah Mike's House of Stereo.
I'd go there. A high-end, widescreen plasma TV can do wonders for the spirit.
I did. Didn't help.
Have you tried St. Tiffany's Love Angels with Miraculous Touch? Those girls have great hands.
Several times. Nothing.
Did you ask for Monique?
Oh, she's got really great hands.
Nothing?
Zip.
You really are in trouble.
I'm going to go through this list church by church.
There's a lot of that going around.
You know, and if nothing helps by the time I get to the end of the list, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
What's the problem? Money? Women? Booze?
Everything.
You think you could be a little more vague?
Why would you want me to be more vague?
Hey, Mac.
Charlie.
Charlie. I'm trying here. Least you can do is meet me halfway. What's got you in such a tailspin?
Everything. You know, I get up in the morning, I can barely get myself out of bed. Get out of bed, I can barely make it to the kitchen. I get to the kitchen, I can barely pour myself a coffee. I pour myself a coffee.
All right. I think I got it. You leave the house?
Barely.
Then you can barely make it across the street.
I have to barely get down the block first.
You got a job?
Yeah.
You paying your bills?
Yeah.
You got friends?
Yeah.
Got a special friend?
I get by.
And no fatal diseases?
I'm an ox. My therapist says I'm clinically depressed, but I don't buy it.
So, you just like to whine a lot.
I know what you're going to say. You think I don't appreciate my blessings.
I was actually thinking you're more a big crybaby. That's another way to put it.
Look, I know that there are people that are worse off than me, but it's like there's this dark cloud over me, all around me. And it's sucking the life out of my life. Everything just seems so hopeless.
Have you tried these?
What's that?
Better living through chemistry.
Everywhere else I go, first thing they tell me to do is pray.
We're very big on better living through chemistry.
I tried it once. Helped for a while, but then I turned on the evening news.
Tell me about it. Have you tried not turning on the evening news?
By not reading a newspaper? Not going online? Not being part of the world?
Works for some.
You call that living?
I call that self-preservation.
What kind of life is this? What kind of world is this? I mean, if this is what we've created, then it's hopeless.
Is that what's got you? You want the world to be better.
Is that too much to ask?
You do have a problem.
See? It's just hopeless.
You want a drink?
Nah, this time of day makes me sleepy.
Well, I've got these mushrooms.
No, I already had breakfast, and besides, you know the answer.
Maybe there is no answer.
I'm glad to hear one of you finally admit it. You know, everywhere else I go, they tell me what I should do. Pray, meditate, fast, go on retreat, get married, withdraw, get reborn, read the Bible, volunteer, give money. I mean, you are the only one honest enough to admit that you don't have an answer. What, you and the Macedonian agnostics?
No, I mean it. Maybe there is no answer.
None at all. How do we get in this mess?
Hey, we're people.
Oh, you mean like to err is human?
No, I mean that we're people. Deeply flawed, weak, stupid, backwards, primitive, stupid, selfish, greedy, short-sighted, cruel, stupid, easily manipulated, power-hungry, narrow-minded, prejudiced, stupid, arrogant, self-centered. Oh, and did I mention stupid?
And?
You want more?
And what's the answer?
Did I mention we're also stubborn?
So what's going to save us?
Who says anything's going to save us?
You mean we're doomed?
Looks that way at the moment.
Then what do we do? What do I do?
You live with it.
What?
You got a choice? Don't answer that. Of course you got a choice. You always have a choice. You can always just chuck it in and check on out. That's what you want to do. Oh, who told you that? Oh, don't answer that.
So I'm right. It's hopeless.
You're the one that walked in here with that idea.
So it isn't hopeless.
Of course it's hopeless. Don't you watch the evening news?
Well, if that's the case, then I might as well, what do you say? Chuck it in and check out?
Your call.
It's hopeless. Why not?
Well, here's how I see it. You take a good, hard look at the way things are, you're not going to like what you see. The advanced race came down today, they do everything they could to put us out of our misery. And it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. If it gets better. A betting man would not give us great odds. We seem determined to out-lemming the lemmings. If you don't like unhappy endings, you may want to walk out on the movie. But, bad as things are, there's also a lot of fun to be had along the way. The smell of a new car. That first line of Coke. Chocolate. Hawaii. The smell of roses and lavender. Tongues. Orgasms. Beauty. That first moment when you drift off to sleep. Waking up from a bad dream. Or whatever else floats your boat. Now, why give all that up? I don't know about you, but I'm sticking with it.
What if you don't enjoy any of those things?
Are you listening? How can you not? You can't find one thing?
What if the cloud is so dark that... No.
Oh, it's that bad, huh? Been there. Plan B. It all just keeps coming at you. So fast and thick and heavy that all you can do is hunker down, put your head between your knees, cover your ass, and kiss it goodbye. It's a tornado with your name on it. And any second it's going to take you out and knock the back. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Well, maybe not. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So you hunker down and you wait to see what's going to happen. But while you're waiting, you can do one thing. You can howl and scream back. With the shit flying at you so thick it's a wonder it hasn't taken your head off, you can take a deep breath and scream, "Fuck you!" As loud as you can and as often as you need to. And you scream, and you scream, and you scream. With any luck, you're still screaming when it's finally done with you and it's blown past. You may be a mindless, screaming idiot howling into the wind, but it's gone. And you're still there. Even with your head down between your knees and your hands clutching your ass. So you pick yourself up, you brush off the shit, and you pick up where you were. Or start over if you have to, if you want to. Or don't. You can always just chuck it in. You could do that. But you'll be doing it on your terms. You're making the decisions.
That's it?
Sometimes that's the best you can do.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Well, you know what? If that's all you got, then fuck you!
Well, it's not for everyone.
Hey, you're right. That really does feel better.
Then again, it's amazing where a good fuck you can lead.
Hey, you know, I haven't felt this way since the Church of the Smiling Shepherd told me to go and spend time with the sheep.
Glad I can help.
What time service began?
What service?
Well, I came here for Sunday service.
Well, this is it.
What is?
This is.
This is Sunday service?
Yep.
You don't believe it.
Did you get what you came for?
Yeah.
Church is out, son.
I don't know how to repay you.
Donations are always welcome.
Can I come again?
Welcome to the congregation.
That's great. I'll see you Sunday.
Hey, you forgot your list.
I don't need that anymore. Hey. Fuck you!
Back at you.
You know, this is amazing. I'll see you on Sunday.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
Why don't you try one of our Saturday night services? I think you'll really like those.
What time they start?
Start when people get here. Go on until, sometimes all night.
You know, that sounds like a party.
We're very informal.
Yeah. Okay. See you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday.
I've been around for a long, long years.